All right. Hello, everyone. It's Kiki Strickland, the Matchmaker and Dating Coach. And I am following up with another video on dating safely, or I should say, being more safe than you might have been in the past. My book is coming out soon. This will be my fifth or sixth book, I think. You can find my books on Amazon, put in Kiki Strickland and the whole list comes up. Most of them were done 10 years ago. But this one will be coming out in 2022 or 23. Dating safely, avoiding scammers, stalkers, and serial killers. But what I wanted to talk about today, and let me get my phone out with my notes. We all know that you should verify that he is who he says he is before the date, if you can. One of the ways you can do this, and I have been saying this for years, and I think it wasn't until the pandemic that people probably started to just naturally do this because you weren't getting out as much, you were doing things virtually. But I have always said, especially if the person is not in your area, but now even if they are in your area, do a virtual meeting, a virtual date before you actually agree to meet in person. It's very easy to do. Once you start chatting via one of those sites, or however it is that you meet virtually, because I know at Facebook, people reach out through Facebook or Facebook dating. Just say, hey, let's chat virtually if he wants to call you. And you can use Zoom, you can use one of the many options that there is. I think even smartphones today can just hit video and see the person if they also have that type of smartphone. So then you'll be able to see and hear him to verify that he actually looks and talks and seems like the profile that you read on him. Do a phone reverse lookup. So once you have his phone number, because he's going to do this with you, once you have his phone number, you can put it into Google and search it and see what comes up. If his account is connected to his phone, some people's aren't, like mine, you can find out business information about me because I use my phone number in my business, but you won't actually find out my personal information through my phone number because it's actually not my account. So, but most people's accounts are connected to their phone. So once you put in their phone number, their name pops up, their address pops up, maybe even some more identifying information like their age pops up. So try that with his phone number when you get it. Now, one of the ways that ladies can get around this, and I've said it before, is you can use a Google number. That way, when you're meeting guys and you don't want to give them your phone number, you can give them your Google phone number, which will be forwarded to your phone. So what they're seeing is not your actual phone number. They're getting a generic Google number, and then that will be forwarded to you. So you can pick up. Now, the only thing about that is that it will tell the people that call the number that it's a Google number in some cases, but that's okay. They know you're trying to be safe. They shouldn't have a problem with you giving them a Google number until you're more comfortable with them, that is. What I want to show you is the Maryland case search, because I'm in Maryland, and here, I'm going to share my screen. We actually have a quick and easy way to find out more about a person. So Maryland case, all you type in the bar is Maryland case search. And then this comes up, Maryland Judiciary case search, the case search. The disclaimer is the first thing that comes up. That's why it says that. So you click on it. This is what it takes you to. You have to agree that you understand that these are private records, confidential records. You're not supposed to be using this information in any way that will hurt a person. So you click I agree, and then the search criteria comes up, and you can just put in anybody's name who lives in Maryland or who has lived in Maryland, and you will get civil, criminal, traffic, cases that they might have been a part of. So I'm not going to use a real person that I know. Let's just put in John Smith. And so that's a very common name. So a lot is probably going to come up. Yeah, 500 items have come up. But you can go by the date of birth. So if you know about how aged they are, then you can usually find the person through the birth date. So this person is around my age. It says 1275. I was born in 72. So say I was dating someone around my age, and I figured out by the court county, because I know that they live in, say, Baltimore City. I would look at the birthday and say, yeah, this is probably him. I can see that this is a criminal case that he had way back in 1996. So he might have been in college then. Where was I? Yeah, I was still I graduated from Howard in 96. So say, but you're still curious about what happened back then, click on the actual case number and you can see. Another way to verify that is him is he's Black, male. It says it right there. And it even usually gives you, I think, the person's height. So that also can confirm that that's who you're thinking of. Now, he pleaded guilty to something. Bail amount was, you can find out all of these details about a person. Case has been converted. So anyway, this is just an example. I don't want to get all deep into someone's information. I don't know this person, but this is just a way to find out more about your friend. If you have decided that this is somebody that you're going to be spending time with, definitely if you feel like this person is the one for you and you're taking it to the next step, getting engaged, you want to have done check on them, and you can do it for free if they live in Maryland. I'm sure other states have something similar. You can find out about divorces. If the person has been married, you can see the case. It usually says Smith versus Smith. If she has taken his last name, you could see if the person has any financial issues, because if they've been sued by a bank, it'll show up here. Sometimes you'll see Bank of America versus the person's name. A lot of traffic violations. Now, don't worry about traffic violations. A lot of people, male and female, apparently have had speeding tickets. And because I see that all the time in the course of my work. So it happens. So, if they have an exorbitant amount of them, then they might have some issues. But if it's just 1 or 2 speeding tickets, I wouldn't worry about that. So the other thing I want to talk about is social media accounts. You're not normally a friend of the person that you are going out on a date with, so you can't usually see their profile on social media, but I would still say to look just to see what you can see on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. Sometimes the person has not marked things private and you can see all of their photos. You can see their friends. They have a lot of female friends on Facebook. You can see their posts on Instagram. So again, you're not stalking the person. You're just checking to see, is this a person of quality that I'm actually interested in truly getting to know? So I do recommend women, because we already know the men do it. They've found out stuff about us that we didn't even remember was out there. When they like us, they look. But I do recommend, ladies, that you just do a basic search like these to make sure that 1, he isn't crazy. 2, he's not a criminal in a serious sense. Like I said, speeding tickets, don't worry about that. Or that he might not have told you that he had been married before, and you can clearly see divorces usually when you do a case search like this. And if you see like he's been married 4 or 5 times, that might be something you want to bring up when you meet with him, if you decide to still meet with him. All right, so I'll be back with more on dating more safely, because there's so many things to cover about that. And in this day and age, you really do have to be careful and be cautious and be wise and walking in wisdom. So stay tuned for more. Kiki Strickland from kikistrickland.com, the Matchmaker and Dating Coach. Talk to you soon.